God. Those was her children. But now she got to look at her husband in misery. Do y'all see what the wife is going through? Don't nobody. God didn't brag on the wife. Y'all understand? Job was the perfect and upright man. But in the natural, you better look at the wife. The wife ain't just doing something to make Job mad. The wife is saying, Job, I'm tired of seeing you like this. I hate to see you in misery. And when I began to look at the story, it brought my attention back to when I seen my mama down there in that hospital. I seen my mama down there in that hospital. And as I see my mama, I'm used to my mama being in good health. I'm used to my mama being vibrant and going on her own. But when I looked at my mama's face and her body looked dried up, I didn't say it out of my mouth, but I said it in my heart, in my mind. God, if you ain't gonna heal the taker. Y'all understand? Mm-hmm. Because I got tired of seeing my mama in that misery. Yeah. I got tired. I didn't want my mama to die, but I didn't want my mama to be here suffering either.
Amen.
I didn't want my mama. I don't want my mama to be living. And every time if she looked in the mirror, she wouldn't even want to see herself like that. And when I began to look at Job's wife, I started understanding, wait a minute, we've been beating this woman up for too long. She wasn't telling Job to curse God simply because, she just wanted him to go against God, but she knew that Job was still holding on to what he thought God could do. Mm-hmm. But she said, now Job, go back to the word. And the Lord said, mm-hmm. And the Lord said, the Lord gave Satan permission to attack his flock. Mm-hmm. The Lord gave Satan permission to attack his servants. The Lord gave Satan permission to attack his children. The Lord gave Satan permission to attack his body. Now here go the wife. Do anybody care about her heart? Mm-hmm. Do anybody care about the way she was carrying? Mm-hmm. Do anybody care about that? Because guess what? She was in misery too.
Yeah. Amen.
The wife was in pain too. The wife was broken down too. Yes. The wife was alone. The wife had been beaten out. And it's one thing. If you get me into something, but it's a whole different thing when God get me into something. Mm-hmm. Now, God, I'm doing everything you wanted me to do. And you get me in this mess right here. Job was strong. But do anybody care about his wife? Do anybody ever think about his wife? See, I had to learn. I had to learn when it's Mother's Day. And I was thinking about my mama when this lesson began to come because me and the driver was talking. And when I began to think about my mama, I thought about the way I thought. Yes. That made me come back to look at Job's wife and was like, wait a minute. If Job's wife felt in the way I felt, it wasn't the fact that she wanted Job to just go against God. It's the fact that I'm tired of seeing you in pain. See, it's one thing, she had good intention, mm-hmm. But she gave bad advice. Her intention was, Job, die, baby. I don't want to lose you, but I don't want to see you suffering like that. Mm-hmm. I don't want to lose you, Job, but I don't want to see you going through like that. And the only thing that's got you going is the fact that you still holding on to God. Mm-hmm. Job cursed God and died. Cursed God and died. And so in other words, I love my mama. I miss my mama, but at the same time, when I looked at my mama, she was dried up in my mind because I couldn't say it in front of my brother and my sister, but in my mind, God, either heal her completely or take her in your hand. Amen. But don't leave her like this right here. Mm-hmm. Don't let her be dried up like this right here. See, you must understand something. This was a challenge between God and Satan concerning Job. But you must understand, he got a spouse over here whose heart is breaking just like Job is. Who is going through just like Job went through. I can understand about the flock from my eye. Okay, I'm broken about the servant, that's okay. But they took her children. Satan took her children. And God gave her permission. See, you don't understand. Back in the Old Testament, when something happened like this right here, it had to be a sign that somebody sinned against God. It was a sign that somebody done something that was out the will of God, and this type of trouble right here was the wrath of God. But this time, this wasn't the wrath of God. This time, God was trying to show Satan how strong in love Job was. But do anybody think about his wife? Do anybody just take the time out and say, Job, how your wife feel about all this? Do anybody think about her heart? Do anybody think about the weight she was carrying? Do anybody think about what she was going through? While everybody want to curse her and everybody got mad at the wife, do anybody think about the weight that was on her shoulder? When she looking at the fact, I done lost everything. I done lost my children, and now I got to sit here and look at my husband suffer. When was the last time y'all thought about the wife? She had good intentions. Bad decision, bad advice, bad choice. There are people that come to us with good intentions, but sometimes give bad advice. They mean well. They say stuff that seems well. Guess what? Your good grace is on their mind. They're thinking about you, but they give bad advice. They love you, but they give bad advice. You on their mind, but they give bad advice. But until you walk in Job's wife's shoes, you don't need to talk about Job's wife. Because see, you must understand something. You don't know the pain and the misery this woman was going through. I know the stories about Job. I know the stories about Job and his relationship with God. And I know the stories about Job and his commitment to God. But I don't want to talk about Job. I want to talk about his wife. Yeah, Job did good. Job held on. But what about his wife? Y'all get it? Because sometimes when you're on the outside looking in, you can point fingers and beat people down, but when you are sitting in their seat and when you're walking in their shoes, then reality comes in. And when reality comes in, it calls you to go back and think, wait a minute. Now I see. Now I understand. Now I can comprehend what is going on, because now I'm walking in her shoes. Because guess what? If it took my mama leaving for her to have peace, then God take my mama. I can deal with a broken heart, but I can't deal with looking at her every day like this right here. And I knew she wouldn't want to be that way. So when you go back and you start looking at the wife of Job, and Job is looking, and even though Job began to say, you sounding like a foolish woman, I know you better understand the wife's heart. You better understand. My wife had that stroke that time. And I seen my wife. Lord knows I didn't want to see her like that. And I'm saying, God, do something. God, do something. God, do something. I need for you to do something right now, because God, I can't do nothing. I didn't want to see her like that. And except you was at the hospital to see how bad it really was. In so many other words, God, give her peace. Either here or give her peace with you. See, because once you're going through something, you ain't thinking rationally. When stuff hits you face to face, I'm already in misery every time I try to get my mind over one thing before that person can come out. Somebody else coming and telling me something else is wrong. I can't even think. I'm stressed, I'm depressed, and now I'm looking at my husband. And as I see my husband, I don't have time to try to figure out, because guess what? By the time I try to get my mind thinking right here, here goes something else that got my mind going. And by the time I get my mind thinking about that, here goes something else got my mind going. And by the time I get my mind thinking about something else shows up, what do? Job just cursed God and died. I love you. Everybody else gone. I love you. But curse God and die. Y'all understand? Good intentions, bad advice. Good intentions, bad choice. People come to you with good intentions, but you need to weigh them versus what God tells you. This woman had to sit and look at the fact her children are gone. She had to look at the fact that Job is covered from head to toe with boils. It done covered his body. She ain't got nothing either. She ain't got nothing to rely on, because guess what? God gave Satan permission to take that. She can't rely on her servant because God gave Satan permission to take that. She can't go and be constant with her children because God gave Satan permission to take that. So guess what? In the natural, I'll be mad at God too. Can we be real? To the fact that, guess what? I'm doing everything that I know to do for God. No, I put it like this. We're dealing with the wife. I'm seeing my husband do everything to do for God. Offering sacrifices, resisting evil when it comes my way. Not only if he offering up sacrifices for himself and for me, but for those of the household that he thought prophecy in. And in return, God do this. Baby, curse God and die. Because the God that you offering these sacrifices up to right now ain't working. Y'all, do y'all understand what this woman is going through? No, I'm not going against God, but I want y'all to understand the wife. I want y'all to understand what the wife had to go through. Job ain't the only one lost something now. Job is the subject between God and Satan, but ain't nobody thinking about the wife. Yes. Then said the wife, dost thou still hear what she's saying? In other words, she recognized now that you offering up these sacrifices and God ain't working. Hear her word. Dost thou still retain thy integrity? Curse God and die. The wife could be me, you. Because there are some times when we're stuck and our backs up against the wall, we have good intention, but make some of the dumbest decisions. We have some of the best intention and give some of the dumbest advice. I can't speak for y'all, but I have. Somebody died, the first thing we used to do, child, they're in a better place. God got them, now they're in a better place. Did God tell you that? Did God tell you that? Did God tell you to say that? I know you had the good intention. He in a better place now. Somebody go through sickness. God gonna heal them, baby. Then they die. You had good intentions. Y'all, sometimes we need to just shut up and just listen. Sometimes we need to just